Okay, so welcome back to a new video. This is going to be Trade of the Week number 8, I believe. So apologies, first of all, for the lack of posting recently. There's been a lot going on outside of trading, and trading has had to take the back seat. But we are back with a bang, and I'm going to show you one of the trades that I have taken this week. So to start off with, it's on euro dollar, and I'm going to take you onto the higher time frame to sort of show you the framework surrounding this idea. So from a weekly perspective, what I could see, actually it probably looks cleaner on a monthly perspective, is looking at price. We have this huge upswing all the way up here. And what I noticed about this upswing is a lot of this price action here is efficient, but we do have some gaps down here that I would like at some point in the future to be made efficient and balanced price action, especially down here. Now, if we look at current price, what we can see is we had a market low, create a high, create a higher low here, and then we actually failed to create a higher high, so we moved into an order block over here. Now, with this, we then started to move down. What I can see now is that we have this inducement, which is retail. Okay, so the standard retail person is going to be looking at this 1, 2, 3 taps. We're going to look for a bounce on here, but us knowing that from the smart money perspective, we're going to be looking to do the opposite, and we're going to look to short against this. Now, what I was expecting was a short-term reaction off this area as an inducement, so to basically get all the retail traders long, so that effectively price could be sent the other way, and we saw exactly that. So we saw from this trend line about 300 pips upwards, and then we got our push down. Now, what I was looking for was some more build-up of liquidity, basically get people trapped on the wrong side of the market, and that's exactly what we saw. So from the daily perspective, we could see this retail support and resistance idea, and what this basically was is people assuming, okay, we've tapped off the higher time frame trend line, we've broken above this resistance, we're going to tap it and we're going to move off and use it as support. But looking at this from like a smart money perspective, we can actually see, okay, well, we're not actually going to use that as support to bounce off. We're just taking the trader stops above this level. We're going to take that liquidity, take the relatively equal highs, and then we're going to shift off downwards from there. So as you can see, we took relatively equal highs and then we started to shift downwards. So as we were shifting downwards, you can see the market patterns were basically allowing us to get short from all the way up here. I did manage to catch a trade up there, but that is not the trade we're going to talk about. The trade that we are going to talk about is actually this one down here. So what I could see, if I go to 2 hour, make it look a bit clearer, is that we had a cluster of lows, basically down at this sort of level. Cluster of lows, some more lows down here, and effectively we'd seen this big run down in price. We'd broken what could have been seen as a bullish order block, and effectively we were just testing that on the other side. So I basically marked this zone out. It's not actually that clear. Let me just do this properly. Mark this zone out and basically was using it as the other side, tapping it on the other side if you actually use the body. So where the majority of the volume is in that candle, you can see we came back right up into that zone. Jumping down onto the 15 minute, so this is where I started to frame the idea. We had run of the Asian session highs into an area basically where we're going to rebalance the market. There was 15 minute basically imbalance there, and we came back to rebalance the market, and from there we actually looked like we created our entry pattern. Now down to the 5 minute. So this was London session when this manipulation happened, and now we're basically looking for some form of continuation in the New York session. And what we could see here was we had basically price reacting off key areas on the way down. We were creating liquidity, relatively equal lows for us to target, and we had some internal liquidity in there. So essentially what I was looking for there was a run of some internal liquidity into an order block, this order block here, and yeah, pretty much to then move down to take these lows down here. Now, this looks like it could be hindsight, it looks like it could be cherry picked, but it isn't. This is in fact a trade that I did take. I brought it down to lows, just past the lows, I think by, it must have been 5 pips or 10 pips. Yeah, around 5 pips. Down past that low that I was showing you before. And yeah, I did risk 2% on this because it was a very clean setup and it followed a lot of my confirmation, a lot of my confirmations for entry. So I did risk 2% on it. You can actually see if I, hang on a second. If I get this entry screenshot up here, you can see, so this is just on MT5 there. Because I was risking 2%, there you are, 35% gain. That sort of works out there and thereabouts with the risk reward on there. And yeah, that was the trade. 1 to 19 overall, but I did exit it, I believe, slightly earlier, around 1 to 18. There you are, 1 to 18. And that concludes the trade of the week. So for the next few videos, I'm going to do something a little bit different, a little bit more educational, and potentially talk about how I go about finding my daily bias. So keep tuned for that, and I will see you in the next one.